Yo, what up guys? It's your boy J2K, seasoned veteran. And welcome back to another video here for you guys today. And today, we are bringing you guys the first episode of MX vs. ATV All Out. Welcome to the very first video of the series. And also, this is opening week, by the way. So, if you're new to the channel, my name is J2K, seasoned veteran. I go by Josh, that's my real name. And I hope you guys are ready to see this, enjoy this video as much as I am. So, this video will be alright. I'm already not super stoked about this game for a lot of reasons, and we'll get to that here. But, I've been a fan of the MX vs. ATV franchise for a long time. I've been a fan since the very first one. I was a kid, which was MX vs. ATV Unleashed. Then they went to Untamed. Then they went to the Super Cross Nova one, which I don't think I played. And then there's this one now. So, yeah. So let's go through the cameras. I'll follow cam, let's slot right, slot left, and obviously the first person cam. So we'll go ahead and ride around a little bit in the MX bike, and we'll try the ATV here in a little bit. So obviously this is the first person cam, which is obviously pretty slick if you ask me. The first person cam looks pretty nice. And also when you do a trick, they actually put you in the motion of the trick. I actually think you're doing the actual yourself. Way to go. And I crashed. Now, the bike I'm riding on here in this little free ride section here is the MX500, which is the fastest MX bike, excuse me, that is out there. I'll be honest with you. This bike is by far the most hardest bike to handle and to master. It's a very hard bike to control because it's super fast. As you can see here, I'll go different cameras. I can't go super fast in this bike, if not I'll wipe out, so I'll try to go a little bit slow, do a couple tricks here for you. Tricks look pretty nice, motions look kind of alright. But yeah, you definitely want to make sure that this bike, when you buy it, you want to make sure that you're ready to try to control something that's going to be really hard. So what we're going to do here really quick, we're going to see how fast we can get up in this bike. Now, what you're in is called the free ride section. This is the kind of the training area where they put you in the game, in between races, and when you start the game, which is alright, but let's see how fast we can go here. Almost hit 70 miles per hour in this bike. Holy crap, this bike is the real deal, like I said. Yeah, when you go around corners, you really either want to hit the brakes or slide, because if not, you're going to eat crap really fast and really hard. Obviously, they tell you don't imitate the motions in this game, but a lot of people ride bikes in their life like this, but you know what? I understand what they're trying to get across the kid. So even in first person, when you eat crap, man, it make you feel like you actually ate it yourself. So which is kind of cool. So yeah, this bike can actually hit 70 big time. I think you can, if I can actually not crash here. Good lord. This is like the most expensive bike. This bike's like 18,000 when you buy it. So yeah, when you do a lot of series races or even single events, they'll give you money for it. So eventually, I see we hit 71. I'm pretty sure you could hit 100 once you upgrade the engine enough. Try to do a stoppie right there. Woo! There we go. Alright. So, let's go ahead now. I think that was a really good session run for the dirt bike right there. So, the 500cc MX, that's one we have. It's like the most hardest and most ridiculous bike out there. And this bike, you really can't put in very much races. I already tried to put in a race, but it won't allow it because it's too fast of a bike. And you could do 450s against 458 ATVs. So, if you buy this bike is really good just for free ride or for freestyle. It's not a bike that can't be used in the race so far. That's what I discovered, which is kind of really disappointing. So let's go ahead and go through the different upgrades. So you can upgrade the exhaust, tires. The ones that have the stripes on them, those actually affect the performance of the bike and how it handles and everything. So pretty much everything does affect the bike either way. You got different levels. I think the suspension and the engine are obviously the most expensive ones because they're like 10K a pop at the highest level, I believe, which is quite a bit. So you gotta do quite a bit of races and stuff like that to obviously earn enough to make the bike a little bit better. But still, everything else is not super expensive. They're on their, the Pro Taper stuff. This is for the handlebars. I mean, this stuff is cheap. So I mean, I actually like to make the look of the bike look cool, and then I actually upgrade the engine and stuff because I'd like to make sure I'm riding something that's cool. So you even got different sprockets. I think that's the wheel thing in the back. So the graphic kits on this game kind of got some cool designs. Already got the orange one with kind of like the American flag logo on it. The one thing I realized they don't have for bikes are the KTM designs, which are kind of sad because I remember in the MX games or any type of dirt bike game, they usually have KTM, and that's usually like one of the most popular like graphic designs, which they don't have, which is kind of asked me like they did not want to do with those guys or what. So if there was another graphic kick I would pick other than the KTM series, that would be the, I think I already saw it, was like the blue one. But yeah, they have different suspensions. You got a whole shot upgrade. I don't know what the hell that does very much. Make different grips, which I don't know why, because you can pick a black grip or even pick one that's red, or I don't know. The grips will only know why that's a category. The seats are kind of cool. You can make different seats. White ones, the ones with stripes on them. I picked the white ones because I just feel like I just match them with the flow of the bike. Obviously, there's a 125cc. Obviously, I don't know why they say those are faster than the 250Fs. So I don't know if the 250Fs are just like, there's a 125 that was kind of slower. I don't know. The way they upgraded some of these classes, looking like, what? The lower one's higher, faster than this one? Like, I don't know. So there's ATV 250s and the 450s. So there's only 2 classes of ATVs, which are kind of sad. Tells you that the bikes are more popular, but you know, that's that. I'm not gonna say the bikes don't deserve it, but the ATVs, there's only 2 ATV classes. And they have more sections to upgrade, because you gotta do the Nerf bars, you gotta do the front bumper, you get to do the grips a little bit differently. So yeah, they got more sections. So the ATV is like more, I think, if you think about it, it's more of a show-off vehicle, because you can pick up, like I said, Nerf bars, exhaust. I mean, you have more section to upgrade than the dirt bike, because you know, you got handlebars, you got the seat, you got bumper. I mean, you got everything. So it's more, I think the ATV is more like show-off vehicle, if you ask me, because you have more to upgrade, and obviously they're not as fast as the MX bikes. So I feel like these are like more for show-off type of. If you know where I'm going with that, that's my thing. That's what I say about them. But yeah, let's go ahead and go to the UTV section. Now this is the only other vehicle that you have in the game versus the MX bikes and the ATVs. So there's already a downer about this game. I will go ahead and talk about it. So if you think about it, if you played this series as much as I have, or even played ones in the past, a lot of times you can choose between the dirt bikes, the ATVs, the UTVs, golf carts in the past, airplanes in the past, helicopters in the past, and monster trucks in the past. This game, you don't see any signs of that. So this game is kind of leading when you buy it, because when you buy it, you see the cover of the game, you're thinking, okay, it shows the 3 vehicles, right? But there's only the 3 vehicles. Now that's kind of the downer, because in MX vs. DT, when I grew up with it, was known to driving everything no matter what. So I don't know why they took that away. Honestly, I think like that was like the whole thing, but obviously it's not. Like, it's a video game. Of course, they want to try to make it realistic, and then they kind of don't. But a portion of this franchise was to have something like that. But I don't know what the THQ and the Kotick guys are thinking. I mean, I don't know. You know, okay? I can't bash on the people because I'm not the one who made the game. I just feel like that's something they should have had, because that is something an MX game needs to have. But you know what? It's whatever. So if I had to choose between the MX, the dirt bike, or the ATV, I will tell people I live in Idaho, okay? I grew up north in Idaho. Obviously, there's a lot of trail riding and things like that. So if I had to choose one, what I prefer in the game and reality, I'm going to choose the ATV over the dirt bike anytime, because I grew up on an ATV. My first ATV I owned as a kid was a Yamaha 450 Wolverine. That's a very cool ATV. It had cool looks on it, and it was meant for outdoor trail riding and everything. So I'm an ATV kid by heart. Obviously, I rode because I was a little bit fatty myself, anyways. But if I rode dirt bikes, I probably would say dirt bikes a little bit more. But since I rode an ATV, I always will say ATVs are closer to my heart than dirt bikes. So yeah, that's just me. If you guys like dirt bikes, I like dirt bikes too. But just that's what I would choose, and game and reality. So let's go ahead and ride on the ATV a little bit, so you guys have a see it. I think the ATV is, I just prefer it to everybody because it's more easier to ride. It's 4 wheels versus 2 wheels. Obviously, it's a little bit heavier, but it gets the job done, right? Obviously, I just wiped out right there. I don't know why, but I didn't mean to wipe out. It's easier to handle. I mean, I can handle this vehicle better than the MX500. But I don't know why the 450 classes are, like, easier to handle. I just feel like when you get that 500, you're just like, whoa! Like, he was like, whoa, Nelly. Like, dude, this thing is power, like, off the easy. So, yeah. So, obviously, it's a little bit harder to go lean back a little bit more when you obviously you're going straight, because your bike, if you lean back, you can just make a wheelie just like that on the one tire. But you can do stoppies on the ATV still and everything. So yeah, like I said, I just prefer them. So let's try to see the top speed we can hit on the ATV. Obviously, it's not going to be as fast as the MX500 because there's no way in hell I can hit that speed. Let's upgrade the ATV all the way and not upgrade that bike, and it might hit that speed. The thing is, will it still be easy to handle? I don't know. Haven't got that far. Now, the bars that say green and orange, I think that's meant for the shifting if you do manual in the game, I believe. Because every time I see those bars, I'm just thinking, okay, what the hell is this supposed to mean? So, I think that's for just manual, I believe. It'll tell you when to shift and when to not. But I have no idea, because I'm not going to try the manuals. No, manuals are kind of hard in the game. I could try and maybe do a video just trying manuals and see what happens if you guys want something like that. But then again, if you guys don't want to see that, I'm okay not bringing a video like that either. So, let's see if we're going to do a trick at the end of the jump here. This track actually is an actual track you can do in the game. So you actually can race on this thing. It's because you see there's like a track already formed right there. So it is an actual race you can do. I also did a Superman backflip right there. So let's just kind of go up a little bit more. So I will talk about the soundtrack here. The soundtrack is alright. This year they got a lot of Offspring in it, which Offspring is a good band. Well, they're not a bad band. And, you know, they got some other cool, like, you know, upbeat tone songs. But I will say it's not the best. Obviously, the one back in the old days or even the older games have better soundtracks than this one. But if I had to grade this one, you'd probably give it maybe a B-, if not a B. It's an alright soundtrack. I've heard worse in other games for this type of, like, not an actual MX vs. ATV game, but other games I heard, like, worse soundtracks for actual, like, games like this. So, let's go ahead and go through the dealership and show you guys the different rides and other vehicles that they have for sections when you select. So, when you go to the bikes, there's only, obviously, the 250s and the 450s. All the 125s are already bought out when you get the game. And, obviously, there is another 500 class, but that's the rainbow one. So, you know, I don't know why they gave you the narcotic one and then the rainbow one. I honestly, when I looked at them, I'm thinking, you know, rainbows have always been around since like MX Unleashed, right? So the rainbows ones have always been a one that's always been common on all these games. The THQ narcotics, I honestly had to choose. If you had to choose, I honestly say that the THQ narcotic things are a lot better when it comes to all vehicles. I just think they are a little bit easier to handle and a little bit better because they're kind of different. And the only thing that really is disappointing about the dealership even is that there's only just the 2 ATVs. There's more bikes than the UTVs and ATVs combined. So it's just like, bruh, like there's not very much to buy from either. I don't know if they'll put more in the game later on. I mean, the game just came out. I understand certain reasons, but there's just not a lot to choose right there, which is another thing. Now, I did try to bring you guys an online race here. Really, I did. I honestly pray to God I tried. So I gave it about 10 to 15 minutes. We rendered this out. This is just me loading to a race right now. But online servers are either not working right now or they have no online servers whatsoever. I have no idea what is wrong with the online servers. Every time I try to go into a quick lobby or even find a lobby, there was no lobbies. And then when I tried to even quit match, it would freeze. So I said, you know what, screw it. I want to still bring something as a race to you guys. So I thought I'd just bring a computer race where I just jump into an open cross. So picked the Tacoma track because Tacoma, I live in Idaho, so this is like the closest track to my area, so I just like bring a local one kind of my area, kind of, you know, whatever. So, unfortunately, I can't bring you guys on. You gotta bring THQ on this one on the online race, so that's why I couldn't bring you guys, but I said, you know, at least we still bringing something. So, we're obviously doing a little trick right there. Some of the tracks look cool. I mean, this is like, I don't know if this is like a real life open cross track in Tacoma, Washington, but, you know, if it is, sweet. I need to actually go. I haven't been in an actual like supercross event in my life. I should go to those type of stuff because I like these type of things. Never really watched it. I mean, I've seen the racers. I've seen Tim McGrath, however you say it, in the years past. I also see Travis Pastrana. Who doesn't know Travis Pastrana closely because of Nitro in the Circus. But obviously, everyone likes James Stewart. I like James Stewart. Obviously, there's some other ones. I don't know. Those are like the dirt bike guys. I don't know any of the ATV like pro racers. But, you know, I don't watch a lot of the Supercross. I try to, but, you know, they're not really, I don't even have those sports channels like that. So I can't even watch those if I really wanted to. But yeah. So when the thing about, another thing about this game, the racers, when the computer people are all over the place. They don't give a damn who you are. They're taking out the little freaking, you know, whatever the things, whatever you call those, the boxes or whatever. I can't pronounce them, whatever. Don't leave me alone. So they're all over the track. So when you get behind, or even when you're not really good at this game, Obviously, we're on medium difficult, so it's not. We didn't put something super difficult, but these racers are all over the place. And now, when you obviously went to another racer, it's going to affect you more than it's going to affect them, which is kind of stupid because that's not even realistic. They want to make it more realistic. I mean, I feel like MX vs. ATV Reflex was better than this, but Reflex was like the last one I played, and that one was really good because when you hit the ground, you got to kind of reflex to get back, kind of save yourself. Obviously, they haven't brought that back because that was just a one-time thing in that game. But yeah, when you hit other racers, he hit that guy, he didn't nudge, yo. Like that's not cool. Like what the hell? But yeah, I mean it's just kind of ridiculous than that, even in that. So I thought I'm gonna give you guys a little bit on the different camo, the slot left or slot right. I like the slot left because I'm left-hander anyways, but there's a little different view for a lap right here. Obviously, the bikes are trying to keep up with me. I don't know why I picked MX versus ATV for the race. But all they gave me was all dirt bikes, and I'm the only ATV, which is not cool because I want to see more ATVs in the race to see who would come out more on top. Obviously, it's going to be ATV because I'm the one riding the ATV here, but it's whatever, which is stupid. So you gotta have all bikes or just all ATVs, so you can't even have mixtures of the two so far. I haven't discovered that in the series myself either, but we'll have to find out. You can put all vehicles on and maybe put a UTV in this thing. Let's say, we're going to have their bikes or ATVs. I'm like, dude, that's stupid. Like, it's whatever. This game is just already just looking to be not even what I like. Would I recommend it? I mean, if you're gonna if you just like riding, if you like a game like this and you don't mind being on computers and playing the series all the time and just free riding, sure, get it. But if you're trying to experience the online experience like I'm trying to, and actually everything else the game has, I mean, it's alright. I mean, this game is not exactly what I thought day one already, but you could make improvements throughout the year. I could be wrong, but this is definitely not the game I expected when I bought this. So you guys just saw a lap in first person right there. It's kind of cool. So obviously we go on turns, you hit the brakes, you can time the clutch a little bit to kind of get off the turns a little bit, which is kind of cool. I don't know if they had that before, but yeah, if you go around turn too tight at a slow speed and then you actually time the clutch, you actually will come off a little bit faster. So that kind of does help in the races a little bit. So we're on the last lap here. The ideas for the next video, if they don't have the actual online service going by the next video I bring up for this game, I guess I can do a freestyle, a supercross, or some type of waypoint race. I'll bring one maybe of every mode they have, but if they don't get an online service soon, this actual game might be an actual short game on the actual schedule of how I do my game. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to have to see, but I hope you guys enjoy today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe today, guys. We're going back to Call of Duty tomorrow next on the schedule. Obviously, we're going to do COD, Battlefront, Amazing Spider-Man 2, and obviously we're going to do Marvel Alliance 1, and then this game, if this game turns out to be a little bit better. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys have any comments about this game or just want to give me some feedback, some games I should look at in the future, I might get Monster Hunter requests and maybe some WWE. I don't know yet, but other than that, you guys give me some ideas, some games. I'll check them out in the Xbox store. But hope you guys have a good weekend and happy Easter to everybody. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, boys. Peace. Deuce, deuce. Your boy J2K is going to go ahead